Welcome to all. In this video we will see mechanism of DNA replication in prokaryotes. In general, the DNA replication involves following steps. First one is the place called origin of replication, a site present in DNA. That place is recognized by the DNA enzymes. Once it is recognizing, these enzymes unwind the double helix into single strand, and another group of enzymes will come and perform the synthesis of complementary DNA strands. Once these kind of strands formation completed, another group of enzymes involving proofreading and some other post-processing works. At the end, each DNA molecule inside a single cell is allowed to duplicate only one time. That means one pair of DNA molecules is converted into two sets of double-stranded DNA molecules. Since cell division makes two daughter cells, one pair will go to one daughter, another pair will go to another daughter. So there is some strict process that will clearly watch. Once the replication completed one time, it will terminate the replication process that is achieved by termination associated enzymes. First we will see origin of replication, that is called REC or RE in the case of prokaryotic system. This is the site with a specific sequence of nucleotides that is recognized by the replication enzymes. It may be one site in organisms of prokaryotes or many sites in organisms in eukaryotes. In E. coli, the REC sequence consisting of tandem array, one array consisting of AT rich sequence such as GAT, CTN, TTN, TTTT, and few base pair away. After that, another consensus sequence with TTAT, CCACA is present in the RG replication. This sequence is recognized by the initial enzymes involving in the DNA replication. They will come, bind and perform unwinding. So in sequence 1 we can see the letter N. N stands for all the four nucleotides. It may be A, T or C or G. Okay. So in case of eukaryotes, the replication occurs in multiple places, that is called multiple replication origins. Since the eukaryotic DNA is much lengthier and large size, multiple replication origins helps to complete the replication process within a short period of time, whereas in prokaryote only one replication origin is present. Now we will see mechanism of prokaryotic replication. As a step 1, the enzyme called helicase recognizes the origin of replication, binds to DNA at origin of replication site, and enzymatically separates the two strands of DNA from the double helix form. During this removal of two strands from double helix form, a friction force will occur. So that force we have to eliminate to prevent the damage causing by the force to DNA. For this purpose, another enzyme called DNA gyrase are commonly called as topoisomerases in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. This gyrase come to the site and unwinds the DNA strands. At this time, that means it will remove the friction force produced by the unwinding of helicase enzyme. Okay, at that time a replication fork is formed. So the helicase will make the double-stranded DNA into two single-stranded DNA. It is acting like a zipper, and the enzyme gyrase is present just above the helicase. So the friction force produced due to unwinding of the two single-strand DNA is removed by the enzyme called gyrase here. So these two enzymes plays major role in the step 1. Next step, once single-stranded DNAs are formed, they are highly unstable. They always want to renature by interacting with complementary strand again. To prevent this, another protein called single-strand protein or SSB protein. This binds to each single strand and stabilizes the single strand to maintain until the completion of replication. Next, step 3. Among the two single strand, it is categorized into two different names. First we will see a strand is called leading strand. The strand of DNA in which complementary or new DNA synthesized continuously is termed as leading strand. In the leading strand of DNA, daughter DNA is produced continuously from 5' to 3' direction. So leading strand consisting of 3' to 5' direction, and complementary strand is producing 5' to 3' direction. Generally, there is another enzyme called primase that will hire or interact with another group of enzyme altogether called primosome complex. This primosome complex will identify the 3' end and it produce 4 to 10 base pair complementary RNA nucleotides. So that is called RNA primer. Okay, so here this primer will form at the 3' end and 4 to 10 base pair of RNA from 5' to 3' direction. Now another enzyme called DNA polymerase 3. This polymerase 3 will identify the primer and original template DNA interaction site and its 3' end. In the 3' end, it will see template DNA nucleotide and recruits the complementary nucleotide. Then it will establish 3' to 5' phosphodiester bond formation. So likewise, the chain elongation progress from 5' to 3' direction. Since helicase and gyrase unwinds and in the replication force continuously making single strand DNA, in the leading strand, once single primosome complex formed, the RNase polymerase 3 continuously elongates the chain as long as helicase unwind the double strand DNA chain. Next, so we will discuss about leading strand, another strand that is termed as lagging strand. In the lagging strand, the single strand is always making 5' to 3' direction, and previously we discussed DNA polymerase can make complementary chains only in 5' to 3' direction. So theoretically we have to make the chain complementary to 5' 3', but it is not possible. For that purpose, here what happens, once certain length of single stranded DNA is formed in lagging strand, the primosome complex will come certain place and produce a RNA based primer with 5' to 3' direction. Once the primosome complex formed, the RNA polymerase will come and identify the place and start the chain elongation. So once this part is over and the helicase continuously unwinding, the primosome complex will move to certain other place. For example, here it will form the another RNA primer. Again the polymerase 3 will come here and extend the chain in this direction. Likewise, discontinuously the strand extension is progressed in the case of lagging strand. So in the leading strand, just one time primosome form the primer and continuously process the complementary chain, whereas in the case of lagging strand, the primosome complex intermittently produce the primer. Wherever the primer forms, next 5' to 3' direction, the polymerase 3 will extend the chain. In this way, the small fragments are fragments made by RNA polymerase in lagging strand is called Okazaki fragments, the scientist who first discovered this mechanism. Next step in prokaryotic replication is another polymerase protein that is abundant very highly, but its processing capacity is very low. Whereas the RNA polymerase exists in very less amount, but its processing capacity is much higher, that can process much high number of nucleotides than RNA polymerase 1. And RNA polymerase 1 enzyme perform its work by following strict rules regulation and strict proofreading function. This enzyme also called as Kornberg enzyme. This will identify wherever the RNA primers present at the end of Okazaki fragments and carefully release the RNA nucleotides and replaced by DNA nucleotides, complementary nucleotides. So this DNA polymerase 1 carrying 5' to 3' nuclease activity to remove the RNA nucleotides. In addition, it performs proofreading function. Wherever any error-prone nucleotides are added by RNA polymerase is identified by this DNA polymerase 1 and replace it with proper nucleotides. So since the DNA polymerase 1 replace the RNA nucleotides with DNA molecules, in the single strand there may be certain places the 3' 5' interaction will not end wherever the primosome and the RNA polymerase extended nuclear strand. For example, here this region is replaced with DNA by DNA polymerase 1 and this place is produced by DNA polymerase 3, whereas this gap, the single strand nucleotide interaction is not possible. That place 3' to 5' interaction is achieved by the enzyme called DNA ligase. This will carefully monitor wherever nick ends are there, that place are linked together by phosphodiester bond. And next, the last step is termination. So generally in circular DNA, the termination of replication occurs when two replication forks meet together. Generally, the replication fork meets at a 20 base pair sequence called ter sequence. This also having a consensus sequences like GTG, TGT and TGT. In addition, terminus utilization substances or TUS protein binds at this site and terminate the replication. This is the optional regulatory mechanism. Even without this signal also, once when the two replication forks meets, automatically the replication will be stopped. Thank you.